Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back. This is the second episode of 2017 and 33rd episode of Elliott Astro-Imaging. As tonight, I spent extra time here on the mount to get this 100% accurate and ready to go. I just finished the guiding calibration and everything, so hopefully we should be in good shape and ready to go. And right now, we're just on the first couple of steps here after calibration, and it's looking pretty good. What we're going to be shooting tonight is what I wanted to start with, and that was M51, which is the Whirlpool. And I already have it set up here to the Whirlpool, which is right there. We're just going to sync on it. There we go. So it's synced on it, and it's ready to go, and guiding is really good tonight. So we're going to be doing phenomenal. I want to see where we're at right now in comparison. I also have the light on in the background because I want to see if everybody can see the actual setup on the bottom right. I did not get a chance to get to the store and actually get a light for the mount, but I'll get to it eventually. I mean, it's going to take some time. I think focus is a little bit off. Focus does come off once in a while when I'm moving the actual mount itself. So we are going to check. There it is right there. So yeah, it's definitely out of focus. I'm going to grab the focuser here and actually get this set up here. Let's see if this gets it in focus. There we go. That's a little bit better. That's better. Okay. It does do that once in a while, but what's great about this is having the electronic focuser. You can definitely just use that just by pushing a button instead of running back and forth. Now I don't have to worry about going back to the mount. There is haze around. I'm going to pull this up so you can see that there's some haze, and there's also a lot of airplanes, and with the full moon it's getting a lot of reflection off of it. So I'm just going to wait for this to just go by. I refocused this. This should be pretty good. I'm just going to wait another 10 more seconds. Okay. And then we'll just try a 10-second exposure here to see how the stars are looking. Not terrible. Okay. And where the Whirlpool is, it's right dead center, right on the left side of the center mark. I'm not sure if I have it on the Orion camera. Let me double check and see on that one. We'll just try a quick exposure here and see where it is. Yeah, it's right at the bottom. It's this. Scroll it down. It's like right here. It's right at the bottom of it. Well, maybe if I just increase the exposure and see, we might still be good. I might have to move the mount oh so much. Guiding's at 0.5, so that's not terrible. I've definitely seen worse, but that's a lot better than last night. It is about 1,000 times better than last night. So, checking the 2-star alignment and checking the polar alignment, we were off by a lot. So I had to redo all that this evening and just getting everything ready before the stream. We're good with that. Yeah, that's it right there. We're probably going to have to move the mount because it's just right at the edge where... That's right, I'm going to move it. But it'll take a second here. I just want to see. Take some quick exposures here. We're going to loop a 7-second exposure. We're going to bring this down to 64 times side reel, and then we're going to see. Okay, and of course, see where the stars go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What does that do? Where does the star going to go? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this should go all the way up. Yeah, it should be right about here, so we've got to keep going. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that should do it right about there. Because now this is it right here, and it's just going to keep going up higher and higher, which is what I want. To be pretty close to the center of this camera. I think this should be perfect. Should be right here. Yeah, that should be fine. Because that's pretty close to being the center of where I want it. Okay. And then we'll bring this down. We'll still guide on the same star if it's still there. It is, but it's close to the edge. Yeah, it should still be fine. So we'll guide on that one even though it's close to the edge, and then we'll bring the brightness down a little bit so that way it stays centered on the star. That should be fine. Let's see where it moved on this one. So this way we'll do a double image session, so this way we'll be able to get it on both cameras. And again, this is M51, which is the Whirlpool. Oh, that's great. Actually, it's the center on both, so it's right there on the center, and it's right here on the center on this one too. So that's not bad. That's great. So, now that that's great, now we're going to do the planner. Guiding's at 0.54. I like it. So we will try a 10-minute exposure. M51 folder. I don't think I have a 51 folder. Do I? No, I don't. Let me make one real quick. M51. Okay. Repeat. 7 of them and go. Alright, so we're going to let that one go for a while. And we'll come back to that one. And as I said before, with these sessions, I'm going to be doing long exposure photography, so there's going to be a lot of waiting around. So when I edit it, the waiting period will be edited out, but the live version, I'll be going back and forth, and you get to see what I do during the actual images itself. With this one, we're going to try, last one I did was 1020. We could try 600 for this one too. And we'll try 7 of these also. And that's M51. And before I do that, actually, I'm going to make another folder real quick. So we'll just do M51 Orion. So this way it'll go into that folder. So that way I can use both of them at the same time. Alright, browse. M51 Orion, yes, and run sequence. So we're going to run both of them at the same time. We're going to use this one on the right, this one on the left, and we're set, and we're good to go. So there's hope that there's no drift, but it looks like we are, ever since I moved it to the left, there's not much at all. So we're doing really good. Running at 0.39. That's not too bad out. Alright, so we're already at 34% on this one, and this one will finish first and this one will be second. So hopefully we'll be doing really well. A lot of things, as I said, tonight is running a lot better than last night. To go back to last night, the first one, as I said, I got 41p Tuttle, which is the first comet. After the stream ended, I decided to go after a second comet. And with that one, it was C 2015 V2, and then in parentheses, Johnson. It was an actual dimmer comet, and that one was an 8.2 magnitude. And where that one sits, I can actually pull that up while we're waiting. Now, the first comet was over here. Here's the first comet. I'll just use this. This is better. Alright, so this was the Tuttle, the 41p. Okay, and then the second comet was actually right down here. It looks brighter, but for some reason the magnitude was actually lower. But this was the Johnson C 2015 V2, which is actually right off of Tau Hercules, which is the Hercules constellation. As you can see, there's the M13. So I just moved the mount over from here down and started imaging that. So I got about 5 or 6 of those at 3 minutes apiece, and eventually I'll get to those, and then I'll put those up online, and I'll put those in a movie, and you can actually see it move across the screen. I was doing a little bit of research too on comets and everything, and there's quite a few comets out there, ranging anywhere from 8th magnitude all the way to 12th magnitude. So I might be doing a bunch of comet videos and comet imaging. So that'll be pretty cool to see and actually go through. And they move really fast. I mean, you saw it last night. And I'll have the condensed video of the comet up sometime tomorrow morning between 7 a.m. and 11. Right now it's rendering. It takes about 6 hours to render because it was a long video. It was an hour and 54, and I condensed it to 39. Not too bad, but there was a lot of waiting around for the guiding. So 0.5, still not horrible. Still, it could be better for right ascension. We're at 67%, and this one is just past halfway. So we're almost there. But I can show everybody the picture of the one that I got with the Johnson C 2015. Looks like I only took 2. I thought I took more than that, but it only looked. Oh, I might have. I didn't transfer them over. That's why. Because I was doing a live stack on Deep Sky Stacker. This one is pretty dead center in the middle, and that's this one right here, right off the star. And I can actually bring this over. There you go, and you can actually see it right there. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty neat that you can actually take a comet and actually image it and watch it move over the course of an hour or hour and a half. And where the Johnson one was actually going down and actually moving down this way, pretty much the same direction as the other one. There is some haze coming through again. So it's going to be that kind of night. Wonderful. We'll see what we get. I don't know how well this is going to turn out, but we'll see. My biggest thing is I want to see what this looks like with the camera back up and running and cleaned. And doing a 10-minute exposure. I'd love to see how this turns out. Okay, so we're at 95%. We're just about done with this one. We're going to make... First we're going to go color camera, zoom to about 0.5. And we'll go right to about the middle. And we'll do that. So that way we'll be able to see it. Alright, so here we go. Cross your fingers. Let's see what we got. Pretty good. Well, I definitely like it. Stars are in pretty good shape. We'll do 1.5. Corners, again, not too terrible. Not the worst in the world. But that's not bad. That's pretty good for an 80 millimeter refractor. That's not bad. And now, of course, I'll be able to get the color out of this, and I'll be able to, with flats and darks and everything. That's not a bad image of M51, and this one's just about done in 15 seconds. But I can't complain with that. That's a 10-minute image. It's not atrocious. There's a tiny... there was even an airplane that went through, too. I really can't complain. And let's see how this one turned out. A lot of detail. That's not bad either. For it being the macro lens. And again, with stacking and everything, all the colors will go away and I'll be able to enhance the detail on there. That's not bad either. 10-minute exposure. Can't go wrong with that. Guiding settling down again. Not bad. Still got to clean it a little bit. I didn't get a chance to clean the rest of it off of this stuff right here, that stuff right there, and that big center mark right there. But I will get to that eventually. But as long as I can get it where it doesn't hit this circle, I think we're fine. I think we're in good shape. What I might do... We're already at 25% already. And that, of course, this is with the full moon. So you have the full moon and you have high haze. So, I mean, I'm not going to get pristine pictures tonight. Didn't expect to. A lot of people have said before, and I'll say it again, is that with the full moon, guiding isn't as good as when the moon is not there. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, but I mean, I'm not going to go out and try a 30-minute exposure tonight. It's just not physically going to happen. There's just going to be so much drift because the moon, the background is just so lit up. With light pollution and everything else, you're just not going to get it. But 10 minutes didn't turn out so bad. Let me pull up Deep Sky Stacker here. Oh, I just didn't double-click it. All right. M51. Yes, yes. And stack. Well, we only have one image, but there we go. And of course the filter is still a little bit dirty too, but still not bad. That's really not bad at all. You can definitely get the wisps going into the actual galaxy itself. You can see it around, and you can even see the other part on the bottom. Not bad. That's definitely not bad at all. And there's not much star drift either, so we'll see what the second one is. We are at halfway, so 5 minutes into the second exposure. I'll do a few of them here tonight, and then I'll call it a night for the stream. But I will be out here till about midnight tonight. So when the stream is over, I'll still be around. So if anybody wants to message me, I'll be here. And I'll probably do a couple more objects, or just fiddle around with a few things, get some stuff done. But doing this one, I wanted to see a couple of things. One, I wanted to see how guiding was tonight, even with the full moon, and I surpassed that. And two, I wanted to see a long exposure with the Orion, and that seems to work out pretty well too. So, yeah, we're bouncing. We are bouncing everywhere. It's still not terrible. I mean, we're at 0.49, which is not the worst. It really isn't the worst in the world. Like, if you can put this in perspective, that box that you see right here is 20 pixels. So, and the light just went off. Well, that's great. Well, that might help a little bit too, so there's no light. Although you probably can't see the setup anymore because I was using that light to see the setup outside. So, let me take a look and see. It looks pretty dark, but I'll work on that eventually. But guiding might be better now. So we'll see. We're at 68%. Yeah, there's a lot of spots on this that I gotta definitely clean. Next cloudy night, I'll take everything apart and clean it and get it ready for the next clear night, but looks really good. I'll probably take one more after this and then call it a night. Really coming up. I think what I might do for the next image session, I might do the sunflower next. I could zoom in on that one. That's the sunflower right there. So I might be able to do that one. It's an 8.5 magnitude. It's 37 million light years away. So I might. But I'd have to really do a lot of exposure to get it. As I said before with galaxies, doing it with an 80mm is doable. But it would be more ideal with a 6-inch or an 8-inch reflector or Cassegrain, because they're so small and so tiny. Like, my field of view with this would probably be something like this, so you wouldn't see too much detail, but if guiding is good, I could probably do 15-minute exposures or 10-minute exposures and get the same thing as with the Whirlpool. Whirlpool is 8, Sunflower is 8.5, so they're about the same for magnitude for what this says. I don't know exactly if that's accurate or correct, but they're pretty close, and they're not too far apart of each other either. And then you have the pinwheel over here, which is 8.5, so you have the 3 there. So I'll make a game time decision, but most likely I'll be doing the sunflower on the next clear night. Let me see what the next clear night will be. Tomorrow looks so-so. Tomorrow doesn't look all that great, but I might be able to get out here tomorrow. Oh, I finished the second one. Oh, here we go. Here comes the second one. Oh, that's a lot better. Well, now you're starting to get detail now. Well, that's awesome. And this one's almost done too, so let me zoom in on this one to see. Yeah, that's really good. I like the detail with that. So one more, and we should be good. That's not bad. That's not bad at all either. For this being a rudimentary setup, that's not bad at all. I mean, the total cost of this setup versus this setup is like 3 to 1. Almost 4 to 1 in favor of this one. So, of course, naturally, you're going to get better results with this one than you would with this one. This one is like a $700 refractor with a $1,400 camera. And this one's like a $250 camera on like a $125 lens. So, big difference between the two of them. This one's just using a cheap $15 or $20 CLS filter. This one's using an $85 or $90 light pollution filter. So, big difference between the two of them. But I wanted to get at least 2 so that way I can see 2 different things. But, again, this camera has not disappointed me. Some of the images that this thing has taken in the past, it has not disappointed me at all. The Cocoon Nebula one that it took, it was mind-blowing last year for what the setup costs. Yeah, that turned out really well. That's phenomenal. So this will be the last image that I'll take on this stream. So when this is over, then I will call it quits. For the stream, that is. And I did see a couple of people subscribed last night since I started the new streams. And I want to thank everybody for that. I do appreciate it. I love the support. I love everybody watching these videos. Am I perfect? No. I mean, there's a lot of mistakes that I make with it being live, but when I condense it, it does look a little bit better. Another thing I was thinking about too, and I'm going to ask the audience now, whether you're watching it live or watching it on delay, does anybody want music in the background while we're doing this? I've seen a bunch of YouTubers when they're talking and they're doing a bunch of things, they have non-copyrighted music in the background. And if that's something that you might want, I could definitely do that. I could just play it in the background, and that way there's no dead silence. There's not that awkward moment or anything like that. So I can definitely do that. I'll post something on Facebook, and I'll also put something on my website too. If you were looking for the stream on my website, I did not put it in there this time. I just ran out of time. I didn't get a chance to update the stream, so if you were looking for it online, wasn't there. I did post it on Facebook, and also, for some reason, I didn't know this, but going through YouTube and actually posting events, it actually posts it on Twitter. I did not know that until somebody just recently liked the video that I had on here, and I had no idea that it actually does that, and that's great. So it's another resource that I can use for other people to watch. So when I'm going to be when it's clear, I'm going to be getting the preview of the actual link for YouTube on YouTube, Google Plus, apparently, Twitter, Facebook, and my website. So 5 outlets that I'm going to try to post on there before it's clear. I usually do it between 3 to 4 hours before, so this way I know. I'm not going to do it too much in advance, because if I say, I'll be out there next Tuesday because it's going to be clear, things change in 3 to 4 days. I can't make any guarantees, but 3 to 4 hours out, I usually know that if it's going to be clear or not. So I'll usually put a countdown on my website to let everybody know when it's coming up. So if you don't have Facebook, check Twitter. If you don't have Twitter, check my website. But we're almost done with this one. We're at 71% right now. And the haze looks like it's stopped. And if you look really carefully on the finder, I'm going to take the bullseye off. There we go. Alright, if you look carefully, you can just barely make out the whirlpool, which is right there. Just barely. Because you got the star there that's right next to it, the big star, and just barely. And that's pretty awesome. I'm trying to encourage a lot of people that is into astronomy, whether they're an amateur or they're just beginning. Instead of getting the red dot finder, please, please, please get this. It's not too expensive, and it will help you find stuff instead of cranking your neck, trying to find it, trying to look for it, and can't. It's just a whole bunch of things to try with the red dot. It's just a pain in the butt. With this gives you all the stars down to, I would probably say, 7th, 8th magnitude. And then it even has some of the actual galaxies and some of the nebulas. So if I'm looking for it, I don't even need to use the go to. I can just hit the button and just go from there. It's very simple. So if I know that this is the whirlpool right here, I know that right in this area is my field of view for this. So I just move it left or right and get it in center. Other objects that would be visible from here, sunflower, because it's an 8th magnitude. I've seen Andromeda, North American Nebula, Pelican Nebula. The ring has showed up on here. The veil has shown up on here. So there's a lot of objects that I can get on here. The next one I'd like to plan on doing is the rosette, but I think it's going to be too late for that one because that's a winter object. That one would show up on here, so that would be pretty cool. And I want to try to get everybody to get on that. What I use for this is a Meade DSI on with an M42 thread onto like a camera lens. It's really simple, really easy to do. Alright, so this one's going to pull up here. It's a lot darker, and that's a lot nicer too. So this one's going to turn out even better. That's... let's see. That's a lot better. There's still a lot. This right here is because of the moon. This is not because the background or anything like that. This is the background from the moon. So, by all means, this is not my telescope that's doing this. It's showing all this rough stuff because the background is so bright. But I like the detail of this. The detail is turning out really, really, really well. Yeah, and that's got a lot darker too. So it's getting darker as we go along here. That's pretty cool. Alright, so I'm going to end the broadcast tonight. It's a real short one to make up for that 2-hour, really lengthy one last night. But with things going so well, as I said, I'd like to get the live one between 35 and 40 minutes, and the condensed one between 25 and 30. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and everybody have a great night.